Wearing one single pair of bikini is way too common that there may be thousands of different figures out there sporting the same set of swimsuit. So Miyamoto Musashi right here tried to be a bit unique, trying to be different from others by wearing 3 sets of bikini bottom on her torso as her swimsuit. Hello and welcome back to Exkurogane Blog and Photography. I am Steven and I am back from a short and brief unannounced hiatus, a little bit more than 3 weeks, just under a month. The reason behind my sudden absence, I actually stopped all of my photography projects as well. I suppose that is for mental health reasons because I was a bit overwhelmed on the mental side rather than physically when it comes to my actual day job. As a frontliner, I'm actually working temporarily at vaccination centers and I will be handling dozens and dozens of patients every day. So I'm a bit mentally worn out by the end of each work day. I just indulge myself in some games and anime and that's about it. I stopped videos and photography for a while and now I'm back with a figure review. This is Kotobukiya's Miyamoto Musashi Berserker class version, swimsuit version from the Fate Grand Order franchise. What makes this figure stand out compared to most other Fate Grand Order scale figures out there in the market is her pricing, where she is fetching only about 15,000, 16,000 Japanese yen, under 150 US dollars, yes. For a relatively good quality 1x7 scale figure. So are there any catches? How did Kotobukiya manage such a pricing point when everyone else are making FGO figures that average at 200 US dollars or even more than that? And that is my main focus for this review today of this figure right here. But before I move on to the actual figure, we shall take a quick look at her box. This is how her box looks like, and this box right here is a very good reason, a very good example why she is so affordable. A rather pedestrian looking box, very simple, not very solid, right? This is not a stuffed box in any way, but given her price point, this is kind of acceptable. Also regarding the pricing of 15,000, 16,000 Japanese yen I mentioned, that is before any shipping cost, but at the same time, it is also before any special discounts by a local figure store. For example, Ami provides an early bird pre-order discount for those who order early, and some people are getting it for under 13,000 Japanese yen, less than 130 US dollars. However, Kotobukiya, if you do order from them directly, you will get the Kotobukiya exclusive version, which comes with an extra faceplate. But you will not get any discount. You are paying the full recommended retail price. But at the same time, this so-called Kotobukiya exclusive is kind of BS, to be honest. Yes, because it is not as exclusive as you think. I shall explain to you in detail in a minute. From my experiences of collecting figures for more than a decade now, Kotobukiya has never been a premium high-quality figure brand to me, not even today. They are more of a value proposition brand where for not too much money, they are giving you a very decent scale figure. And these words, value proposition, is the best words to describe this figure right here, making her a no-brainer purchase for anyone interested in the Fate series, the Fate franchise. In terms of sculpt, Kotobukiya rarely does anything wrong, and that stays true with this figure. The face, the body proportions, everything, the sculpt in every part of the figure, there are no issues at all. When it comes to paint job, Kotobukiya is more of a mixed bag. More than 5 years ago, they always had quality issues, but over the years they improved. And sometimes they still cut corners, but at least they are not making mistakes that they shouldn't be making. With this figure, there are no paint bleeding, no scratches, no paint transfers, no quality control related issues, which is excellent news. One notable difference between the product photo and the actual figure is the color of a swimsuit. It is definitely not violet, but more onto the blue color side, but personally I do not mind this as much. However, with typical of Kotobukiya figures, they usually cut corners with the paint job, the finish. For example, they don't do that much shading, weathering, less detailing because they wanted to keep the cost low. But with this Miyamoto Musashi figure right here, surprisingly, the detailing is actually there. The shading, the weathering, they are present, even though not very prominent. Under certain lighting conditions, you can certainly appreciate some very light shading on her hair, but the most obvious one would be her stockings. These glossy blue stockings, you can obviously see darker shades around her knee and so on. So the shading work is there, but not over the entire figure. You can't see any shading, any weathering on her swimsuit, the main body and the skin tone. But once again, for a figure of this price point, this kind of compromise is acceptable, and the ones who are buying this figure, they will not care or even notice at all. However, there are two things Kotobukiya love doing to their figures which I never liked, yet they keep doing it over and over again to almost every figure they make over the past countless number of years. I've lost count because they were doing it back in year 2012, they are still doing it today in year 2021. The first one being permanently gluing the figure to the base, and this Miyamoto Musashi figure is no different. She is permanently stuck to her base. This is something I really dislike because as a figure photographer myself, when you have a base permanently stuck to the figure, it restricts my freedom on how I can plan my diorama, my scenes for the figure. What if I did not want her to stand on a large piece of rock? I wanted to put her in some other scenes. I can't because the base is right there stuck to the figure. And the only way out is to Photoshop it out of the final photograph, which I'm not fond of doing. Understandably, some people will not have an issue with this. This is completely subjective. The second thing I really dislike about Kotobukiya, a more serious issue, is the fact that they never use metal reinforcement in almost every figure they make, if not all of them. I don't buy all of Kotobukiya's figures, so I can't use the word all. So you see, regardless of whether it is a very lightweight figure or the heaviest ones with imbalanced weight support, Kotobukiya still refuses to use any metal foot pegs, saving $1, $2 in each figure and risking the figure from breaking or leaning over time. This is kind of something questionable to me. I used to own their Dark Angel Olivia figure. The link is right up here. I made a video on it. Yes, that figure broke on its own without me dropping the figure, and I was so surprised to find out that there is no metal foot pegs in the fit. The figure was just glued to the base. With this Miyamoto Musashi figure right here, you don't see any screws under the base, and you do not necessarily need screws to insert metal rods. But with a figure like this at this price point, it is almost guaranteed there is no metal reinforcement of any kind in the foot. Woodsmile has been doing it on almost every scale figures they make, regardless of the price point, yet Kotobukiya is not implementing it, which is something I can't understand at all. Before I conclude my review on Miyamoto Musashi, I would like to bring up this Kotobukiya exclusive issue. Kotobukiya likes to make a limited edition, an exclusive version of an existing figure that went on pre-order by including a second faceplate. And in order to get it, you need to buy directly from Kotobukiya shop without any discount. However, it is not as exclusive as you think because this exclusive version does not really increase the resale value, the market value of the figure that much. in the pre-owned market. And you do not necessarily need to buy from Kotobukiya shop to get this extra face part. Surely if you bought it from Ami or Hobby Search Mandarake, most likely you won't get this. But over in China, in Taobao, China's largest e-commerce website, most if not all figure sellers who sell Kotobukiya figures, they sell the exclusive version. And that is how I got this. I paid only 135 US dollars or about 560 Malaysian ringgit for this figure, including shipping, and I got the exclusive version. My main point is, it is not as exclusive, as difficult to find as you think. This face piece, this exclusive BS that we are dealing with from Kotobukiya. We are now arriving at the conclusion of this review. Should you get this figure of Miyamoto Musashi by Kotobukiya? And the answer is a fairly no-brainer, to be honest. This is an excellent value purchase. If you are a fan of her or you like the Fate series in general, go out and get one of these. For 16,000 Japanese yen, it couldn't get any better than this. This figure literally has no flaws in sculpt, in paint job, in the face, and that itself is enough reason to get one. Surely the detail level may not be the very best in the entire figure industry, but at this price point it will not get any better than this. For the elitists, those who demand the very best, Alter is making a figure of her as well, but she won't be coming out until next year. However, that one will be very expensive, more than 20,000 Japanese yen, more than 200 US dollars. So it is up to you to go for that one or settle for this one or buy both like I do. I will buy both, yes. If you have any questions on this figure or any other figures in general, please do not hesitate to drop a comment below and ask questions. I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for staying with me all the way to the end with this review. Thank you very much for watching and I shall see you guys again. Goodbye.